God is an organizer and a perfect one for that matter. He doesn't mistake a square peg in a round hole, even though for some it may appear that they may come as a square peg, but with time they adjust to the round hole. My personal journey in this ministry as an organization with Bishop Oyedepo as the visionary is orchestrated, designed, and charted by God. I believe it's an ordination of God that I should not only have covenant relationship with him, but covenant stewardship under him. And it's all about function. While he focuses on driving the vision, God helps me by his privilege working under him to motivate others to follow. He said in one of his narratives that God said to him, follow this man. And that has continued for over 40 years now. Amen. One is divinely orchestrated. Secondly, he chose to obey. God never forces instructions on anyone. Each one makes his choice to obey or disobey. Only I had a clear witness in the spirit that God sent him to me. And that has been proved over time. Amen. And finally, we share a lot of common spiritual virtues, such as undying passion for God, yes, tireless passion for things of the kingdom, yes, and a burning passion for souls. The way you have stuck with this incredible man of God called Bishop David Oyedepo, it excites me. I have watched you through the years. I've seen your heart, and God sees your heart. The aura around him inspires me. His simplicity inspires me. His uniqueness inspires me. And of course, his servanthood. I've never seen anyone exemplify it like Bishop David Abioye.
Please, you will join me this afternoon and welcome this, my die-hard follower, Hassan, ordained to stand by me, I think from the foundation of the world. Now, he has been with me before the mandate was delivered. So he came earlier than the mandate. He must be part of the mandate that God ordained. He's gone with me on motorbike. He's gone ahead with me running to where I'm coming to let them know I'm coming, not that I'm not coming. And he has partaken of every bit of grace that God has made available to this commission. It's never caused me pain. Yes, there are people who have not only caused pain. If they have a way of taking my life, they will take it. There are those who, if they have their way, they will take my life. Yes. But this one covenant son never cost me. Stewardship is not a calling. It's not a gift. Stewardship is a choice. Emeke koke anota. Choose ye this day whom ye shall serve. Joshua 24:15. Choose ye this day whom ye shall serve. It's not a calling, sir. It's not a gift. No. Stewardship is a choice. Stewardship is a choice. Stewardship is a choice. You were in Baltimore 1 year and then people were flying over themselves to buy our books. And then the Lord said to me, my son, when I saw you as a faithful vendor, I made you an author. I was carrying against books on my shoulders in a carton to go from place to place to share what I benefit from them with them.
Welcome back. Well, Pastor, or let us give him his right title, Bishop David Oyedepo, has made it clear, I didn't force nobody. They said God called them. They said God told them. They want to be covenant sons. And now, I have decided that they can no longer be covenant sons under this ministry. But if they choose to be covenant sons under this ministry or daughters, then they have to be relegated to certain duties in the church that will have to be reviewed every year, meaning we will now decide if you are capable to be in that position per annum. So don't think that position is your seat forever. Now the question is this: who amongst these highly placed bishop, ceremoniously placed, they call them number 2. People reverence them when the going was still smooth, when they felt that everything is fine. Now, if they choose these other duties, there is hierarchy. Yes, they might be respected here and there, but you need to understand the human factor. Politics exists in church. We are human beings at the end of the day, regardless. Particularly a church where they said money, prosperity is what God asked them to come to the world to fulfill. And they care less about salvation. They believe in it. They are not ready to teach or preach on that. They care less about heaven and hell. That is not their own duty. It came from the mouth of Abioye. Yes, Bishop Abioye, Aremu, and any of those bishops, they keep repeating the same. Woe betides any pastor that will preach or teach against the mandate or the vision of Bishop David Oyedepo. Maybe like RCCG, where a pastor has spoken against tithe. The Daddy G of the church spoke about it. But I don't think Oyedepo has the temperament or has a way of processing things in a way that it will not appear too aggressive. Or Oyedepo does not have that patience. He will kick such a person, and I don't think that person will speak in that way unless that person is ready for retirement. That person is already settled. Like, when I talk, anything that happens, I am good to go. Now, talking about good to go, is Aremu and Abioye good to go? Are they good to go, or they've been used and dumped? That is the question on the lips of a lot of people. Have they been used and dumped? One is 63, one is 67. The one of 63 could be a genetic thing. They say, look how tired he looks. Look at how his skin wrinkled. He looks like someone of 70. Look at how he looks. I don't want to talk about that because we don't know. What I want to talk about is the retirement plan. Is there a retirement plan? Yes, the church has a retirement plan. They listed certain duties which are less than the duty that they were given before the retirement. Yes. Duty. Now, why did Oyedepo kick them out? Oyedepo kicked them out because he knows that should he pass away, these are the people who will fight tooth and nail with his children or his wife. Should he pass away, these are the founding founders of that church. They are co-founders. Let me put it that way, even though they are not co-owners. You can found, but you are not owning. You're not the owner. They both founded it together. They joined each other. They moved it. They ran from pillar to post. They did all they did. And here we are. He doesn't want them to compete, struggle, or take his children to court, because these are the people that can create documents and begin to fight, saying that they own 50% of the church. All of a sudden, you start seeing documents from different nooks and crannies. You will not know which one to believe anymore. And the case will be in church and also be in court. They will say they own 50% of the university too. Oyedepo knows all of this. That is why he quickly cut them off. So there will be no argument. Anyone that can challenge. The book was written, I think, 2017. It was revised 2024. Some couple of days ago. Revised. Because he knows, if I don't revise this thing, why was it revised if the initial is good enough and it is a vision from God? Why was it revised? He said, this is according to act, according to this. It means that the man is watching. He's seeing. And he felt, well, I need to restructure things now before it's too late. And he had already preached and talked about handing over to offspring. And he said it's not a family thing. It's not an hereditary thing. Why? Because he was trying to secure the lives of his children so that people will not focus on his children whilst he was revising what he was revising. He doesn't want that. And to even make it better, one of his sons, biological, created his own ministry. Immediately, like, hey, go and expand. Get your own ministry and do your thing while I'm alive. It will lessen the tension on who ministry will be added over to and how it is going to be run. Go and start your ministry whilst I am alive. Start growing. Start growing. Go and begin your ministry and start growing it. Do your thing. So there must have been internal or family discussion or talk. And the guy got to understand that as it is, there's a possibility that my dad will hand over the ministry to our first son. Or whoever is going to hand it over to. And I know I'm not the one, so it's better I start my ministry. Or his father say, hey, look, go and start ministry. Then I will hand over this ministry to you. But now, begin to define yourself. Begin to show that you are capable now. So when I hand it over to you, people will know that you already have the call of God. You've already been able to gather members. So you will now merge your church and this one together. It could be. Who knows? We don't know. We don't know. But Oyedepo does not appear to be a foolish person. He's wise. And I'm sure that he has learned lessons from other ministries. Yes. So when you look at that book, The Mandate, it shows the structure and process, how things will be done now and after his demise. He said certain persons cannot be the leader of maybe certain division, group for more than 7 years. And there are certain positions that has to be reviewed every year. So you are not a permanent, in fact, let's say you even have 2, that is 14 years. Let us assume that someone is to take over a certain position. You can't do it more than 7 years. Tops 14 years. Someone else will take over too. About his own biological children, I don't know if he's going to revise it again before he's passing away, or he's going to look at it like, okay, you know what? As it is, nobody will challenge whoever I'm handing over this ministry to. But from the wealth of knowledge of certain persons who I believe will help this ministry to grow, he won't tell them this, he will think about it. These persons can be retained in the church, but they will not serve for more than 7 years or 14 years. So by the time pastor or bishop A, B, C, D, E, F check their age and time to fulfill ministry, either way, if some of them want to leave, at least they would have helped to grow this ministry to this point. The man is also a deep thinker. He's a very deep thinker. That's the truth of it. So I don't know what you guys think of this. Drop your comments. I know a lot of people are talking about how the bishops have been used and dumped. And in my previous analysis, I said, yes, they have been used and they have been dumped. Someone must fulfill your vision. And some people will be manipulated to live their own vision to fulfill yours. I mean, it happens. They'll be manipulated to come and fulfill someone else's vision. It is now left for you where you have chosen to sit, either to be manipulated or whatever. Do they have a pension plan? A way to sustain themselves? I don't know. They should have thought about it. If they have the ability to preach and teach and say all of these big, prosperity steps on how to, they themselves, I believe, should have applied this to themselves too. And if they have not, it is left for them. Between Abioye and Aremu, I see Aremu to be someone who has a way of thinking things in a way, and I'm kind of thinking also that he must have provided for himself, sort of. I'm thinking Abioye is not also a dumb person. But the way Oyedepo speaks so fondly of him, I don't know. Maybe somehow he has gotten carried away and has not achieved or fulfilled anything.